Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
My name is Andrew. I'm a mental performance consultant, and I generally help athletes with any struggles they may be having, or positives, or just if you just want to talk about anything, pretty much has having to do with their any sports related activity or just life in general, personal stuff too, like just whatever they need.
All right, sounds good. So my name's Caitlin, and I actually heard about you through a teammate. So I am on the track team here at URI, and I was having a really hard time the past few weeks since I had a really bad performance about 3 weeks ago. I run the 1500, so I'm a middle to long distance runner.
Nice.
And yeah, so that was the beginning of the outdoor season, and I felt really prepared during cross country and indoor.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it really shook me. So I haven't been performing well in practice recently, and I'm really scared to go to my meets. I'm just dreading it.
Wow. Is this like the first time something like this is happening? Like as far as like just being like I guess reticent to like compete at all, or?
I feel like in high school, I also ran for track. I was on a bigger team, so it didn't feel as though it was as, I don't know, pressure inducing, or I didn't feel as anxious to perform as well as I do now, especially given that it's college sports. So, yeah, in high school, um, I've had bad performances, but yeah, it didn't feel like the end of the world for me.
Okay. Do you have are there any like teammates that you confide in? Like, are there anyone from like your high school days that you still compete with like today?
There isn't anybody from my high school that I still that goes here, but um, I still talk to some of my teammates from high school,
Nice.
because a lot of them do run in college, and I mean we'll occasionally talk, but it's not really anything that I don't want to say I don't feel comfortable, but I don't want to be like negative Nelly and just like bring down the conversation with, oh, I did really terribly
Yeah.
like a few weeks ago and I haven't been feeling myself. But there are teammates on the track team here that obviously saw my performance and saw that I was down. So there's one girl that I can confide in. So,
Oh,
and she was
cool.
the one
Okay.
that sent me to you. So,
Oh, nice. All right. Um, so like, is there anything different that you do now as far as like, let's say like your game preparation, like or a competition? Like, is there anything you do differently in the college setting that you weren't doing in high school, or vice versa?
yeah, so for high school, I felt like it was different because I had a full day of classes at school, and it almost I had a lot of classes with my teammates, so it felt like it was hyped up and really like everyone kind of knew when it was a big meet day. But yeah, here, I mean, we all have our different schedules, and sometimes the meets are away, so I'm even like skipping class. Not skipping, but like obviously I get um, an excuse, but it's more formal in the college setting. So I
Right.
think that might add to the high end expectation for myself to perform better. But I guess like you asked about like competition routine.
Yeah.
So when I'm about to, obviously you go out on a pre-race like jog, run, whatever. Then you do your warm-ups and everything. So that's the same from high school, but it's because the team is smaller here. It's much more focused, and in high school, I went to a huge high school. There was a lot of girls on the team, so it was more fun. There was more. We were goofing around, like it wasn't super serious.
Okay.
We'd go
Yeah.
and run, but like we didn't hit our paces as much as we should have. Um, yeah, so I think it's way more serious in the college setting, and I think that adjustment might be really hard for me and might be playing into it.
Have you had other races previously during your college career that have been going well, or was this like your first? Just
Yeah, so I am a junior now, and the first few seasons, or the first few years in college, I was doing relatively well. I felt like my transition from high school to college was smooth, or at least I was like ignoring bad things about it. But it wasn't inherently terrible. Like there were good and there were some bad. But yeah, ever since or up until that performance 3 weeks ago, I was doing really, really well. I had PR'd once this season in indoor track, and then that was a PR from a PR that I made the season before in indoor track.
Awesome.
So I kept improving until everything kind of crashed down, and this one performance 3 weeks ago I keep referencing. This was in a 1,500-meter race. I was about to go around for that last lap. So I was finishing the third, and I could just feel the fatigue growing in my legs, and usually I can overcome that and just be like, this is part of the process, but something about it really just threw me off, and I couldn't push any more than I wanted to, or any more than I was. But yeah, if that answers your question.
Trying to think. So, is there? What about the coaches? Are you close with the coach at all?
Yeah, so the coach at URI is super nice. I think I was closer with my high school coach just because I ran for him longer,
Right.
and yeah, there was definitely more of a bond there, and I felt more bonded to my teammates in high school, so it was more of there's more camaraderie in that setting. But in college, I like my coach, but it does feel like sometimes it's more of a job than track.
Right.
And that I think adds to the pressure. Like he's my boss, not so much my coach. I know he cares, but it's very different. And I think all of my teammates feel the same way. When I talked to the one girl who sent me here, or at least told me about you, we had shared the sentiment that like it just feels really pressure like, and yeah, so I would say I have a better relationship with my high school coach than in college. So I do think that plays a role in the need to perform better.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you guys able to like kind of like have open discussions with the coach, or is it kind of difficult with his like schedule? Maybe he doesn't, or maybe they don't like really want to change their regimen, or like if he's, because I feel like sometimes if like the environment is a certain way, maybe the players could bring that to the coach's attention, and the coach can kind of do what they can to kind of make it a little more balanced to make the players feel like they're I guess more heard or more seen, and just like more like they have more input. Because I mean, I know there's a regimen and workout and routine you have to follow to compete
Yeah.
at a high level, but there's also the fact that you have to have some kind of interpersonal bond that will help you like just kind of like feel more comfortable in the setting where you have to compete, because it's a lot of high pressure,
Yeah.
and a lot of excitement and everything. So you want to just kind of like be like, it's better to be like in good spirits if you can. At least like if you go through something that's a little negative, like that the effort you put in at the time was the best you can do in the moment, and you don't let that set you back from your future endeavors.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you have like a very like a strong sense of like what you do in track and like how you run. And it's kind of like you've had past performances that have been great, so it's like you can still continue to be great in the future. Like you can't
Yeah.
let one, I guess, misstep stop you from like accomplishing like your end goals.
Yeah. No, and I think he supports us in all of that. I do
That's
think
good.
though that we do have like, I don't know, and we have discussions as a team, but I feel like everyone probably puts on a good face for it and doesn't
Right.
bring up their struggles. It would be nice to have more of a one-on-one conversation with him and say like, hey, this doesn't feel like it's, not that it's not working out, but like I need a more private like space to tell him that it doesn't feel like there's a good connection. I can't say that in front of my
Yeah.
teammates.
Right.
I'm sure other people feel it, but yeah, it's definitely something that I don't think has been said yet to him. But he does hold space for us to it's not like he's like, don't come and talk to me. it's just something I've been maybe hesitating to bring to his attention.
Oh, let's like voice your opinions.
Yeah.
I was trying to think maybe like I don't know if like anonymously like if there's like a suggestion box maybe that would work. I don't know if that would get him like maybe so he'd open the floor and be like, okay, does anyone have
Yeah.
any concerns? Like if you guys would like to
Yeah.
discuss something at least because at least opening the door you can go in and talk. Like you probably already know that, but at least like if he restates it, it can kind of like help other people who might not have the confidence to go and like, hey, this doesn't feel right. Like
Yeah.
it might help them say that too. You know what I mean? Like have them
Yeah.
step up a little bit because I think if it's a collective like effort, it's like okay now I can see it's not just like cause sometimes people feel like if one person says something, it's like they're just like them, But if everyone kind of like, hey, this is what's happening, it's kind of like, oh, maybe he doesn't. He's not aware he's creating such a high pressure situation already on top of everything
Yeah.
else that's going on,
Yeah.
So
And it might not just be because he knows he wants to create a high pressure environment.
Oh, okay,
It's college,
Right.
but I think that it might just be maybe it might just be me. Like I'm not. And I was doing fine until this one race. So I think that me not meeting my expectations might be like putting my relationship with him in a more negative light. But it's not even his fault. It's just that highlighted or brought up feelings of like, okay, this is something I would have been able to go to talk to my high school coach about, but I have hesitation talking to him about it for whatever reason. So I think it's on me. I know it's something about my performance and like I said, I had fatigue but I just wish I could go and talk to him and it would be okay. Not that I don't think it would be bad, but I'm just like hesitant.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you discuss it with your teammates at all, or not really too much?
Just with the girl that told me to come to you, but told my family, and they say go to him and talk, but it's easier said than done. I'm really busy with school as well, and I think I've been putting it off, to be quite frank. Like that's a hard conversation to tell someone. I feel a lot of pressure to perform, and there is a fine line because I'm here to perform, but when is it too much?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was only this one performance that kind of was the catalyst for these past 3 weeks being terrible in my mind. So I think that if I did talk to him, it would probably help a lot of the situation. Yeah, but I haven't really told many more teammates than that one person. Yeah.
Do you feel like any anxiety or pressure, like about like maybe like talking to him, or just maybe like say like your next upcoming race? Like, are you worried about that coming up or approaching?
I am. I know I have the skills to, like, my high school coach was big on the mental preparation for your races. That's why I felt like I was doing so well, and I kept PRing because I knew that fatigue comes with running, and you can either look at it as a good thing and use it to motivate you, or you can look at it as, wow, this really hurts, like I want to stop. And so I feel like up until the bad race I was fine, but yeah, now I do have a lot of anxiety leading up to my next race, which is next week. So I have a few more practices and not a ton of time to talk to him, but I think with the way that practices have been going in the past race, it just hasn't been good for me.
I know you mentioned before. You said your performance. You were like you kind of like your pre-performance like practice sessions were similar from high school to college. Are there any like rituals you kind of like participate in, kind of like outside of like physical activity, like maybe like mental preparation or any kind of like I don't know, deep breathing or something, or self-talk or anything?
Yeah, so I guess sometimes like in class in high school, if I had a meet and we would like, I don't know, say it was like 9th period or 8th period and we were about to head on the bus to leave to go to the away meet, I would just like breathe or like just sit there and try to like visualize myself running, because that always helped.
Okay.
I mean, I was doing that too before that really bad race, But I think now, anytime I think about running, I just keep thinking like, I lost it. Like I just lost that last lap. It was just terrible, and I gave in to the fatigue. So I think it was the same from high school to college, but ever since it's been pretty bad. Just my mental preparation for the race.
Maybe as far as anxiety, I know there's like a few like breathing techniques you can try. Like the Wim Hof method is a decent. Can't talk. The Wim Hof method is a decent one. So
Yeah.
that like involves kind of like deep breathing, and then you kind of you do a couple sessions of it, and it kind of like oxidates your body. So
Yeah.
you feel like a little more energized and calm,
Yeah.
kind of like in the similar at the same time in a way.
Mhm.
But generally it takes like 5 to 10 minutes maybe. So you could probably do it if you have time, like maybe like on a bus or before the race if you're not running yet. You hold a few seconds, and it'll at least give you like a different baseline to settle at.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have a little more energy, but you also won't feel as pressured because you'll feel like a little more relaxed, like physically. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think that can kind of like also like help you, and it does slow your heart rate a little bit, so that helps you calm down a little bit mentally. So if your mind is racing, that can also like at least like slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that it's good to kind of relax before a race. I've always found that relaxing is better than like hyping up for me, because I mean, I can mentally be hyped up, but like physically I don't need to be running around hanging out with my teammates. Like I like to chill by myself kind of and get in the right mental space. So I think that the breathing techniques could definitely help for sure. What else was I going to bring up?
Did you mention positive self-talk earlier? You said you do that a little bit before your games, or some
Not
kind
so
of
much like
no?
actually talking to myself, but I try to picture myself racing. So I use like imagery, I guess would be like how I would describe it, and I imagine myself. I try to like picture the track, because usually we compete at the same places in the different. We compete at the same places, so usually I can picture it, and I can picture myself at different points in the race and where I want to be in relation to the other runners. So I guess that's a big part of my performance ritual, I guess. So.
All right. That's good because positive self-image can help you like visualize situations you're going to be in, and when you're there, when something happens, you're kind of like it's almost like deja vu. You've been there before, so you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say, like, when you train, like, do you run by yourself or do you run with your friends?
We train as a group, but sometimes I have two classes, or Tuesday and Thursday, that interject with practice. So I'll run by myself on those days, but there's 3 other girls on the team that have the same thing, so we all just kind of do it together. And it's not like 20 of us, it's more like 4 of us. But yeah, no, I enjoy working out with my teammates. It's more so pre-race or pre-competition, I have to make space for myself to relax, and I feel like that's where the breathing techniques could be really useful, because I'll be by myself and I'll be able to just like get into my own head and calm myself down.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else is one more thing I wanted to ask you. All right, so you said you use a positive self-imagery, and you work out with your friends. You have a small core group, and also you want to discuss some situation with the coach. Maybe like, well, I guess you guys do have like group meetings, team meetings at all.
Yeah.
Maybe if I don't know about everybody, but the people you're most close with, maybe if you guys can like, not necessarily maybe in front of the entire team, but if you have like time, you can like maybe 3 or 4 of you can go there and talk to the coaches separately.
Yeah.
Because then maybe it make him not feel like he's getting called out in front of everybody, sort of thing. I don't know if you'd feel that, but
Yeah.
you never know. But at least like that would be like, okay, like he sees that you have concern, for the team, and obviously your relationship with the coach, so you kind of want to like, I guess, get that more in line, and I think that will take a lot of pressure off, and along with the few techniques you already practice, and then maybe you could add in some breathing, or also like, I'm trying to think. I know you said normally you can like go through the pain and it doesn't bother you as much. Like maybe if you focus on, I'm not sure. Like, do you focus on before when you were going through like fatigue? Is there something that you focused on that helped you like overcome it? Would you just think like this feels good, or would you kind of like have like a
Um, Not really. I would just focus on like, okay, it's only going to be like 2 more minutes of my life, and I know that it's going to be hard because I've mentally prepared myself. So I think just like knowing that it's 2 minutes, as much as those 2 minutes are going to feel really crappy, it's 2 minutes.
right? Like it's
So,
almost over.
Yeah, but going back to what you said, I do like that idea of talking to my teammates because those are people we're on the same level. We're both students. We're both student athletes. So I
Right.
think if I discuss with them the possibility of going to our coach, I think that's a really good idea. And I think that's doable because we do have team meeting on Monday. So I could do that before our meet, and then when I come into you next, I can let you know how that goes.
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Just I would say try those. Let me know how it goes, and if I guess if you have any other questions, you could always just like text me, call me, or have your friend call me and let me know, and I can always set up a session or just like give you any information you need on breathing or any kind of other techniques you could use that would help
For sure.
maybe calm you down. So
All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
thank you. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank
Definitely.
you.